Hi, my name is Tabitha and I'm a consultant at Newton.
Hi, my name's Harry and I'm also a consultant at Newton.
We're here to talk to you about the first few stages of the application process. This includes the application form and a series of online assessments.
That's exactly why we're here today, to talk through all the information you need to help you prepare and do your best.
Could you tell me about your experience of applying for a role at Newton?
I remember it really well. I was excited, but also quite nervous, and I'd done a lot of research on the role. And I think the thing which excited me most about it was the scale and size and impact of some of the problems that I knew that Newton was working on.
I remember feeling really drawn to the opportunities to work in different sectors and also being able to work on a variety of projects. It felt like things would always feel really exciting, and I wanted to get my application in as quickly as possible.
I did too. But it's really important to take a step back, take a breath and take your time with it. I really wanted to get my application in quickly, but it's important that you don't rush it.
Especially with things like spelling and grammar, you want to make sure you have enough time to write a draft so you can review it, refine it, and make sure it's the best it could possibly be.
Absolutely. You'll be asked a few questions about yourself, like, for example, what grades you got, what university you went to, and also if you'll need any adjustments later on in the process. But you'll also be asked more anecdotal questions, like, for example, what your best achievement is. And I think it's those opportunities that will let you really make yourself stand out.
Exactly. It's easy to see those types of questions and feel inclined to say something super work focused or even cliche, but it's important to talk about whatever feels important and genuine to you.
That's great advice. Then, once your application form has been submitted, you'll be moved on to the online assessments.
Yeah, so this is the first year that the online assessment is part of the application process. Could you tell me more about it?
So there are 4 of them. The first of which is the Realistic Job Preview, or the RJP. Now, that part's not going to be assessed, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. After you finish that, you'll move on to the cognitive and behavioural tests, which are part of our online assessments. And then finally, if you pass both of those 2, you'll move on to our video interview portion.
Okay, let's start with the RJP.
The RJP is a short quiz and it's not assessed, so it's not something that you can pass or fail. It can't negatively impact your application. The RJP is your opportunity to understand what the role will look like and what Newton will be for you, but it's also your opportunity to see if Newton will be right for you. Remember, it's a two-way process, so whatever your result, you'll be able to move forward with the application.
And then on to the cognitive and behavioural assessment.
And these 2 very much are part of the assessment process, so how you score on them will determine whether or not you move forward towards the video interview.
So the cognitive assessment starts with a clear set of instructions, and then you go through a series of tasks and questions that you have to complete, and it tests your data and numerical ability alongside your inductive and deductive reasoning.
And what's the difference between those 2 again?
So inductive reasoning is taking specific observations and using them to come to wider conclusions, whereas deductive reasoning is the opposite. So taking general principles and using it to come to specific conclusions.
And then after the cognitive test, you have the behavioural assessment.
And that's more of a Q&A format.
Exactly. So it's meant to assess your individual skills, and it will do that by giving you 3 different options, and you need to choose the one which sounds most like you. So for example, it might be how you respond to a challenge, what you might do in a situation, or what you want to do next.
It's all about showing how your personality and behaviours align with the job requirements.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really important to be honest, so that way the assessors can see who you are and what your strengths are.
And provided that you pass the cognitive and behavioural assessment, you move on to the video interview.
I remember feeling really nervous for that one.
I did too, and that's totally normal, and it's all about the prep.
Definitely. So for the actual video interview yourself, you'll be asked 2 to 3 questions. You'll be given time to digest them and then to prepare your own answer. Then in a video recording, you'll share your answer, and that will be reviewed and assessed by a real person. We don't use AI or automatic screeners. But remember, a lot of your confidence and preparation was about what you do ahead of time.
Definitely. It's definitely about the preparation. So for example, finding a well-lit and quiet environment, making sure that you've researched Newton and understand why you want to apply for the role, having a list of strengths and experiences if needed as well. Your energy and engagement is really important and is a key part of the role, so remembering that you're assessed on that as well. So trying to relax and ensuring that you bring your personality.
There's no way of knowing which questions you're going to be asked, but having an idea of, okay, these are my key skills and these are my key strengths, and here are some examples that demonstrate that, will put you in a really strong position.
And don't forget your glass of water.
And don't forget to smile. Good luck.